everyone. Welcome to today's session of Stop and Recharge. Today's topic is refilling the inner battery. And our guest speaker for today's session is Sangeeta Prasad. Sangeeta resides in Ottawa, and she has been in the Brahma Kumaris practicing Raja Yoga meditation for the last 12 years. And she's a full-time pharmacist, a coordinator of the Brahma Kumaris Center in Ottawa. And she is doing an excellent job serving all those political families. Each and every family, someone is already in politics. So she is doing an excellent job connecting with them and they are filling themselves with, they're charging their batteries every single day coming to the center. And she's the one taking such good care of them. So without further delay, I would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to Sangeeta Prasad. And the topic for today is refilling the inner battery. Thank you, Sangeeta.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Pam. Oh, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes, I don't need to put my earbuds on? No? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very, very much for having me. I always have such a special spot in my heart for Toronto, the Toronto family. I know so many of you, and it's really an honor to be together and to share this knowledge with you. And so maybe I'll just have a moment of silence, a short moment of silence, and then we will start, okay? Om Shanti. So, refilling my inner battery. This is the topic in this group session of Stop and Recharge. And one of the things that always comes to me is, first of all, who am I? Who am I? And this is very, very important to understand so that we can get into the energy, the battery, what I am, how I operate, so that we can really be effective from the inside out. So in all languages, no matter what our culture is, what our belief systems are, what packaging we're in terms of, bodies, large, small, thin, young, old, it doesn't really matter. We are all human beings. All of us are human beings. These two things, this is agreed that globally we are human beings. And it's very important to understand those two. And we understand the human part very well. The human is the body. The human is, the body is my vehicle that I drive and I live my life through. And the body needs fuel. It needs fuel, which is kind of its battery, and it needs rest also to recharge as well. So we have to nourish the body with healthy food and clean water, physical rest as well, so that we are re-energized and we can perform our duties. And then that is the human. And then we have the being that I am inside my body, this energy that I am, this life force that I am, me, myself, I. It's not my hand, it's not my body, because my means they belong to me. It is the being within that moves my body, and I experience my life through the senses and through my body. So I'm kind of like a driver of the car of my body, and I am giving energy. I'm giving energy to every cell of my body to perform. And we have to perform. We are in relationships. We have duties. We have responsibilities. We have many, many things that we do. And we do that with our body, and we do it with I, myself, the being. So I, the being that's in here, I also need to be taken care of in terms of being nourished, and in terms of resting, and in terms of keeping my battery, my energy up. And one of the things that is really interesting to understand is that what kind of being am I? Okay, we had the description of this energy, and I'm driving my car and fulfilling all my responsibilities. But what kind of energy am I? And I, in here, the energy is just beautiful. We are all made up of beautiful, beautiful, pure spiritual energy. And in Raja Yoga, we call the being the soul, the spirit, the self, that life force. And I, the soul, I, the spirit, my spiritual DNA, my spiritual power, my spiritual energy is love, purity, peace, power, a strength, truth. We all know the truth, and happiness and joy. This is deeply in my battery. It is my battery. It is my energy. And all of us have beautiful, beautiful virtues, generosity, kindness, good wishes, pure feelings. We're all beautiful. We love to love and care. This is what relationships is about, and this is what community is about as well. But that is me, that is you, that is our core being. And also in our energy, the soul that I am, there are spiritual powers as well. The power to be courageous, the power to discern, the power to decide. And we use all these powers and these virtues and these beautiful, beautiful qualities that we have through the day. Through the day, I use it through my body to live happily, to be in balance. I should be in balance, in harmony with myself, and in relationships with others, and in the community as well. Right? That this is how it's meant to be. So this pure energy that I am, I the soul, the battery is within the soul, which is all my spiritual qualities. When we think of a battery, any kind of battery, a battery represents, if we think of a little battery like this, a battery is power. It's a source of power. It's a source of energy. And it allows some device or something to work, right? To operate. That's why we have batteries. This is why we have energy. We need energy for something to come about, right? So how do I operate? Okay, so I'm the human, but I'm not the human. I have the body, which is my vehicle that I use to experience life. I am the being, the energy, the life force. But then how do I operate? How do I operate? And all of us, all human beings, all of us think. All of us think. We cannot stop thinking. We can manage our thoughts, we can slow them down, we can have good quality thoughts, or they can be thoughts of all over the place, but we are all thinkers. And this is something that is within me. I think, I create my thoughts, and I can have control over these thoughts. That's the only thing I control. I actually don't control anything else. We plan and we want things to work out, but really my power is in here, and my power is used in thoughts. We first always think. We have a thought. We have a thought, and with every thought, there is a feeling or an emotion attached to it. And when we think of feelings and emotions, we know that that is energy, right? It is energy, because emotions make us feel. We have feelings, don't we? Up and down like this. So every thought has a certain energy attached to it. And from that, I create my vibrations, energy, right? Energy, my vibrations, my attitude, my drishti, which is my outlook, the way I look at things. This is all energy. I may not even say anything and use actually my mouth to say anything. I may not even use my body to perform actions, but I use, which is also using energy, but I use an incredible amount of energy and an incredible amount of my battery actually just in the thinking, the feelings, the emotions, the attitude and all of that, So I'm always using my power in performing actions, but always starting from the thought level. I have a thought, feelings, emotions, words, and actions. It goes like that. So in thinking, I am using a lot of my spiritual energy. I'm using time. I'm using my time. And I can get tired. I can get tired and I can get depleted, even if I'm just thinking. Internally, I can get tired. And internally, my battery can get low. Okay? So when I said, that we are made up of beautiful ingredients, beautiful, beautiful qualities, when my thoughts are created from my pure divine qualities and virtues, I actually use up very little power of my battery. And when my thoughts are very caring, elevated, selfless, very unlimited, and very benevolent, those kinds of thoughts have a higher energy, a more like a powerful energy associated with them, so that I actually don't use that much of my power. I can actually fill myself up with positivity when I'm having these pure positive thoughts. But it's just that no matter how good we are, and no matter we have the best of intentions, but in life, there are events going on in my outer world. There are events, there are relationships, there are duties and responsibilities. There's lots of challenges, disturbances. And even though I'm a good soul and I have positive thinking, sometimes my past, is coming up as well. And so I can be drained just by having to engage in all these different things that happen. They happen throughout the day, and they do. We cannot escape them, no matter how good we are. So we can get very, very tired and exhausted inside. Now, so So to be aware of that as well. Now, when we have negative thinking or waste thinking, I call it garbage thinking, we drain our battery much, much quicker. It's like having a hole in the bucket. I keep trying to fill it up with positive thoughts and good wishes and everything, but at the same time, I'm disturbed or depressed. And so it's like a hole in my bucket. So we drain our energy very, very fast when we have thoughts of anger or depression, or if we have ego or desires and attachments, when we're very, very needy. And if our thoughts are not really focused, they're kind of scattered all over the place. And when we have thoughts like that, I'm sure you have noticed yourself that we're much, much more tired, right? So I have to pay attention in terms of thinking about the battery of my soul, the battery of my inner being, so that I can have a beautiful, harmonious, balanced life. I do need to pay attention to the quality of my thoughts. And it's so important to every now and then reflect at what is going on inside. Okay, what is going on inside? And we're going to get to that. This is the meditation, and this is the knowledge of Raja Yoga that we use to reflect inside what is going on. Okay, we pay attention a lot to the outside, but we need to pay attention to here as well. And when we look at the thoughts that we are creating, all thought has 4 characteristics with it. I mentioned quality. Quality meaning, they're positive, elevated, very pure thoughts. That is a quality. Or they can be neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts is like, oh, I have to stop at the grocery store on the way home and get some flowers. Just neutral, not a lot of energy, very factual. I just have to go and do that. So I actually don't use up that much energy. And then there are waste thoughts, which are generally repetitive about the past and, rewind, replay. Or they're thoughts about the future, which is panic, anxiety, fear. And they're really about things that I can't change, I can't do, because they're in the past or they're in the future. I can only do now. I can only have an effect now. And I waste a lot of my time and energy on this fast forward or rewind and replay. And then we have negative thoughts. I don't think we generally don't have negative thoughts, but maybe, but we're usually pretty good that, oh, that's really bad. So negative thoughts and waste thoughts use a lot of my battery. They use a lot of my battery and a lot of my time. So that's the quality of thoughts. Quantity of thoughts. If we have a high output of thoughts, we know that we are using up a lot of our inner energy, right? And of course, we're going to get tired. If we're really, really overthinking, even if we are over analyzing the intellect, it just goes and goes and goes, and we're using a lot of our energy. It's like sitting in an exam. You come out of the exam hot, really, really hot, even though the body didn't do anything, right? Because it was thinking. And then there is the depth and the speed of thought, depth and speed. So if I have deep, slow thoughts, then it's controlled. I'm not using a lot of power. But if it is fast speed and kind of shallow, not very deep, I'm kind of like shooting off all over the place like this, like trains going off in different, or planes going off in different directions, I'm using a lot of power as well. So in meditation, what we are doing meditation means to reflect. It means to look inside and what am I doing in here? So I can look at these 4 characteristics of my thought, and I can start to manage them. And in meditation also, it's so important. We start to get into a relationship with ourselves, to get to know ourselves, because our personality also is causing all these thoughts as well. So I can learn to always go back into my divine pure qualities, right? And if you look at a turtle or a tortoise, a turtle, it's got its shell and its body, and it's got its 4 legs, or 2 arms, 2 legs, and it's got its head, right? And when its legs and head is out, it's moving around and it's engaged in life. And then when it wants to, it draws itself in. It draws itself in where it pulls its legs and arms in and its head in. And in recharging, for the ability for me to charge my battery, I need to practice withdrawing from, the outside, withdrawing from even my emotions and, the scenarios that are going on, withdrawing from everything. And that's called introspection, to go inside. And with detachment means, without being emotional, being very, very respectful, with detachment, with love, with kindness, and with maturity, with myself, looking at my thoughts and making them of good quality, lower speed, deeper, focused, and this good quality, and less quantity. Okay, so if I do this, I will start managing my internal power. When I first took the knowledge of Raja Yoga, I found the word meditation very difficult. I didn't know what to do with it. I really didn't know what to do with it. And I would just sit there. That I think the word that we learn is to remember. The word remember is a lot easier, I think, for me to be able to meditate. Meditate meaning, just to be that, cool, calm, collected, soul that manages the thoughts and recharges her battery, So there are a few things, 3 things specifically to remember when I am practicing this introspection, this detachment, when I'm spending some time with myself. The first thing that I have to remember is who I am. And I mentioned we are the inner being, the pure divine soul. All of us, pure divine soul. And if I make this practice to sit with myself, with my purity, with my loveful qualities, it's very restful. And we do recuperate it just from this practice of taking a time out, catching my breath, and being my own best friend, and in humility, without ego, just sitting with my pure qualities and my inner peace. Because one of my ingredients is peace, and peace is already inside me. This can be very, very relaxing, refreshing, and restful as well. This is a simple practice to gather some energy, to detach from the outer world for a moment, detach from the consciousness of my body, because my body, I'm experiencing and driving my life through that. But I just want to even stop doing that, and I just want to sit with myself and just relax. Okay, so remembering who I am, loving myself, and being with me. Okay, it's very, very powerful. The second thing that is a good thing to remember also when we're having these moments when we're charging ourselves up, is remembering my original home. So in the physical body, I have my biological parents, I have my family, I have my physical home. But when I remember that I'm a soul, a spiritual being, I, the spiritual being, have come from the soul world. I have come from beyond the universe, where we all came from, where we all were at the beginning. And that home, we all remember it, because deep in our subconscious mind, we're always kind of looking up, you know, especially when we need help, and we're really exhausted and we're just like so drained. We often go, oh, like this. And even if people don't believe in a divine being up there, people would go, oh, like this, because there's something up there. Our home is there. And that home is rest, it's peace, it's stillness, it's comfort, it's security, it's safety, it's love. And when we're there, when any one of us have gone home, like home to our parents, or home where just to our families, a home is where we are adored and we are cherished, right? That's how it's supposed to be. And a home is where we are completely nourished and nurtured, right? And home is where we just go, and we go with a drained battery, and we come out feeling great. Yes, it should be like that, right? If you think of children, those of us who have had children, when they come from university, you know, from after a trip maybe, or even after school, you know, they come home, and what do? They drop their bags at the door, and they go straight for their comfy sofa or the seat that they like. They just sit down and switch off. And they don't say hello or anything. They just go and sit, because they need a rest. And they know that they can drop their bags, their laundry at the door. So we also can drop our laundry, our baggage, our heaviness, you know, our depleted state at just outside the door, and go in and switch off. Just go to the soul world, our home, and just switch off and rest. And the vibrations. So remember, I am energy, right? I am energy. So I'm not going to be eating food up there, but I'm going to be receiving energy. I'm going to be receiving energy from my battery, which is all that the whole area of the soul world is just still. It's just stillness. And it's like I have a special spot, which is mine, that I can go and visit. And when I remember the soul world, I can also remember who I belong to. And as a spiritual being, as a spiritual soul, I am the child of the Supreme Soul. I am the child of the divine, okay? And my divine mother and father is up there, you know? And like a parent, he's rich. If you think of power, the generator, the powerhouse, the power of the universe, the highest, purest soul. So just like we are made of pure qualities, those pure qualities are obviously the divine's properties as well. And so when I am low in my energy to be nice, you know, my energy to have the power to discern, the power of courage, when I'm low in being able to do all the right things, I can go home, have a rest, and have my battery filled from the energy of the powerhouse, the generator. And I can take as much as I want. If we look at the physical sun just radiates and radiates light and heat, energy. It doesn't use it for itself. It doesn't pick and choose how much to give. It just gives and gives and gives. And our spiritual father and mother, the source of the universe, this is just radiating peace and power and strength and truth and happiness, everything that we need to fill our battery. And we just have to connect via thought. Everything is by thought. Okay, I just have to think of him, where he is, and that he's a dot of energy, and I'm a dot of energy. I'm a dot of energy, the soul. He is too, and that is my ticket for connection. That is my, like train ticket to connect to him. And the biggest thing that he, besides all our virtues as well, he really gives us, if we connect in meditation to the Supreme, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. And I would say we are depleted in love. We have lost love, or we feel that we've lost love in terms of the interactions that we've had, things that have happened to us, and they've really, really depleted us. Internally, they've depleted us, made us depressed or made us angry, resentful or bitterness. These are all negative energies. And when I meditate and I'm connecting to my pure personality, we say sanskars, right? My pure personality. When I connect to my pure parent, from that pure parent, I receive so much love, so much love, so much love. And if you see in the world, when people are in love, right? When they're in love, you must have seen somebody who's in love, right? They've fallen in love, right? They're just glowing, right? We know that there's something up, like they've met someone, right? They're just glowing. And they come to work, they come to the office, and one, they're glowing and they're floating. They're floating and they've got a big smile on their face. They're just smiling and just gentle and floating. That is the power of love. And even if it's a bad day, things are not going right, they are so high in the energy of love, right? Now it can come down pretty fast as well, but the spiritual energy of love is very, very empowering, and the ability to love again, when maybe we've lost that energy, comes when we are connected, If we look at, to give you examples, if we look at the cycle of a day, of one day, and if we look at we look at our cell phones, okay? If we think of ourselves as a cell phone, and we have lots of apps, lots of virtues and, specialities, we have lots of duties, right? And we have to use these apps throughout the day, right? Now, the cell phone, with its own power, for some time, it can work by itself, right? But at some point, the cell phone has to get connected to an outside source. It cannot generate the energy itself to carry on functioning for all the things that it has to do, right? It has to get plugged in. So generally at the end of the day, we plug in the cell phone. It takes energy to refill its battery so that it can operate again. depending on its usage, depending on how much we're using the cell phone, because it's really like a little computer, and we're running maybe movies or classes, we're on a Zoom meeting, we're doing lots from it, then it's going to deplete faster. It's not just a case of plugging in at night. I often have to plug it in throughout the day. So I myself also have to pay attention to how much energy I'm using. Even I'm using it in a good way. I have to do a lot of thinking and a lot of planning. It's so good for me to plug into pure positive energy, which is, the whole mindfulness and connecting to the Supreme. Another example, which I thought about from the poster that the Toronto family had done, was if you look at the cycle of the year, and we are in this particular moment right now where we have winter, in that picture, we have a soul standing, in the glaciers or lots of snow and ice looking up, right? So if you look at Canada, especially Ottawa, a lot of snow has melted, but we still have snow on the ground. It'll be here for a while. But there is snow, there is winter, and we are changing into spring, right? But how does Canada go from winter into spring? Okay, Toronto included. How does it get warmer? Where does that energy come from? And if you look at Canada on the planet, when the Earth is rotating, in one cycle for the day and night, but it's rotating around the sun in a bigger cycle for the year. And the Earth is tilted. It has its axis, which is tilted. And when Canada, Ottawa and Toronto, is tilted facing, or as we start, which is happening now, as we start facing the sun, the physical sun more, we get more of its sunlight, we get more of its warmth that is it's an energy, right, that we can feel, right? So when Canada, Ottawa and Toronto starts to get more sun and more warmth, heat, that's when the snow melts. And when the snow melts, then Mother Earth, who takes all that energy, she takes that energy and then she can have grass and tulips. In Ottawa, tulips in May and January and February, where it's -30 with snow, complete difference. No one would be able to imagine that you get green grass and tulips in this depths of winter. So winter is, cold. This is how we think of winter: cold, dark, short days. Maybe depressing for some people. Darkness, like just not warmth, right? The warmth. So the soul also, when it feels dark or depleted or cold, lacking in energy, if I face the spiritual sun, right, I have to tilt it, like Canada tilts towards the sun. When it tilts away from the sun, we get winter. But if we tilt, we get that light and warmth. So I, the soul, have to tilt. What do I have to tilt? I have to tilt my mind and my intellect, which is with my thoughts. Because remember, everything I do is with thoughts. So my consciousness, my awareness, my thoughts, when they are linked, facing the Supreme, right? I actually get more energy. I absorb that energy. Then I have lightness. I have, I'm bouncing. Like I said, that energy of love, it makes you float. And it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, how difficult or how challenging life or relationships are. My battery is full. My battery is very, very full, because every day I am capturing spiritual sunshine. I'm absorbing it deep into my being, and then the divine energy of my battery is always full to live very meaningful, loveful, peaceful life. Okay, so this is why meditation, when now the Raja Yoga foundation course and the Raja Yoga meditation course can teach us all of that, right? It's very good. It's highly recommended for those if you haven't taken it already. It's really good value for your time. And I'll just mention one thing as well. I'm just looking at the time. During the day, we have a team. We have a team that we work with when we look at everything we do. From the time that we get up all day, we have an internal team that we work with. TEAM. Thoughts, emotions, attitude, and memory. Okay? Team. Thoughts, emotions, attitude, and memory. And this team can use up a lot of my energy depending on how the team is performing. Yes? So it's a daily routine to be aware of my team. I'll just mention it very, very quickly. It really does help me to charge my battery and keep it maintained. So when I wake up first thing in the morning, right? First thing in the morning, no going to the cell phone, emails, messages, the news, no thinking about lunch, meetings, what am I going to wear, and duties, anything like that. First thing in the morning, it's about my team, and my connection to the Supreme. Okay? Positive thoughts, positive affirmations. Good morning to me, good morning to my life, good morning to the day, and just gratitude, moving into a relationship with the Supreme, absorbing that spiritual sunshine first thing in the morning, and keeping myself up in my energy with my team. And as I go through the day, because I use my team, my team may kind of go down a little bit, and my battery could go down a little bit too, right? And I don't want to get exhausted internally, right? So during the day, I should try and keep my team as positive, full of good energy as possible. And so we have timeouts. We have timeouts through the day, like for every hour, for a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or for even half a minute. The practice of having a timeout where I have a check-in, I become the turtle, the tortoise, and I go inside and I check, how is my team doing? How is my energy? Where are my thoughts going to? And realigning myself, stabilizing myself to my pure virtues, and correcting myself, changing myself, stabilizing myself, connecting to my truth, connecting to the truth, and then going back into my duties to respond. These are mini charging of my inner battery. And the more I do it through the day, I will be less depleted through the day and at the end of the day as well. Sometimes people say, I don't have time for this. I can't do this every hour because, intellectually, of course, we're engaged in our jobs and responsibilities. But, adding silence in the day, like silence while driving in the car, or, when we're walking down the corridor, these are times where we can add these mini timeouts, a mini check-in, and a replenishing all the time. When I'm in the grocery line, I'm stuck in the grocery line. I can't go anywhere. It is bonus time for me. Standing in line for a coffee, waiting for the kettle to boil, any time where I'm pausing for some reason, I can take that for myself to recharge my battery. And it's important also at the end of the day to have a business meeting with myself and think about what did my team do today? You know, did I waste energy? Did I make energy? You know, and just reevaluate. It's really fun. And I don't go to bed exhausted. I don't go to bed with negative energy, drained energy. I go to bed having cleared my team. And in the Raja Yoga Foundation course, meditation course, we do this in more detail, but just I know how to manage myself and then what to do for the next day. And then I go to sleep in a very relaxed, I have a beautiful sleep. And I'm going also keeping my relationship every time through the day when I'm having my mini timeouts and my check, correct, and change. I'm keeping the relationship with the Supreme, because by keeping the relationship with the Supreme, I'm always accessing that support, that love, and the energy that maybe I can't generate by myself. And so, and sleeping with that love, let's say I go to the soul world and go to sleep there, I'll have a beautiful sleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm fresh. I'm really fresh. It's not just that the body is fresh. I in here am fresh as well. So to take care of ourselves, to take care of our inner battery, and to be aware that it's all this thinking that is causing me to use my battery up, but I can think differently and I can manage my thoughts. So, and I can meditate. Everybody, it's practice, but even just doing half a minute, gradually, that is my spiritual muscle work, for managing my thoughts and regaining my internal energy and charge. Would you like a commentary? Should we do a little commentary now? Is this good time, Sister Pam?
Yes, we can do that. Yeah.
Yes, okay, just so I've been talking a lot. Yeah. Sorry. I can't hear you very well. There's an echo.
I think it will be an excellent experience to hear what has been shared about the thought and how to do it. And I think that it will be very beneficial. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. All right then. Okay. So let's as the title, hopefully you can all hear me all right. Yes. So just like the title of this program, right? Let's stop and recharge now. Okay. Let us refill our inner battery. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably. Okay, just comfortably. Let the body relax into the chair. My feet are grounded. My toes are relaxed. And just wiggle them a little bit and just relax the toes. My back is upright. I'm paying attention. My shoulders are relaxed, loose. My arms are gently resting at my side. My hands are relaxed. just resting on my legs. My fingers are gently open and relaxed. My neck is relaxed in neutral position. My eyes are looking straight ahead, a soft gaze, not focused on anything in particular. My eyelids are relaxed, and I breathe gently, slowly, relaxed. In and out, in and out, and with every breath that I take in, my body relaxes. Another breath, and my body becomes calm. For a few moments, I'm going to take some time for me. Me, the being, my inner self. I'm going to just rest for a little bit. I have lots of responsibilities, lots of roles to play, but for a few moments, I will pause and take a little break. I stop paying attention to what is going on around me. For a few moments, I'm going to stop listening. I'm just going to sit with myself, relaxed and calm, still and silent, here with my inner peace. I feel my inner qualities all inside me. Peace, love, purity, truth, strength, happiness, all inside me. Always here for me to experience. These are my ingredients of I, soul. I, the life force, the energy living inside my body. I am everything beautiful. I am the embodiment of peace and silence. Peace and silence. When I remember that I am a spiritual being, I remember my original home up above, from where I originally came from, the soul world, a land of silence, peace, comfort, and complete stillness. With my thought, I can go to my home for a rest. I can completely relax. There are no duties, no actions to perform, no expectations, no judgments. I just let go of everything and soak in the soothing, warm, golden red light of my home. I am weightless. I am timeless. I am relaxed, floating, caressed in gentle comfort. I see in front of me a golden point of light. I see the Supreme, my mother and father, my parents, a radiant light, a living, pulsating light, sending me warm, soft waves of love, a nurturing love that adores, cherishes, welcomes, and embraces me. This divine light, this divine energy fills me with his powers, with all his might. God, my Heavenly Father, is sharing his qualities with me. God reminds me that his love and strength is always at my side. I absorb this love, this light and light deep into my being. I am full, complete, still, and content. Now I am ready to go back to my duties and responsibilities, refreshed, re-energized, fully charged. I am full of love, full of kindness, love for myself and love for everyone around. Shanti.
On behalf of everyone, I would like to thank Sangeeta for this inspiring and beautiful topic on refilling the inner battery. What I taken for today is so many points that are so beautiful, but I keep it and I remind everyone, if you want to take notice, we refill and recharge our inner qualities with the energy of our powerhouse, our divine house, our supreme energy. We need to keep connected to remember who we are and experience peace, love, and happiness, and positive vibrations and energy to share with the world, especially on these times, right? We have to share that vibrations. So thank you again, Sangeeta Prasad, for this lovely presentation. I personally enjoy very much, and I know everyone else too. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And you are welcome anytime to do it, another presentation in Stop and Recharge.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's,
And to everyone present this evening, I take this opportunity to thank you for joining us. I'm looking forward to see you our next Stop and Recharge. And don't forget to take notes of our upcoming programs. So have a wonderful evening and start to work with your team, if you remember.
yes. Good. Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti,
Lots and
sister,
lots of
thank
love.
you.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Om Santi.